Good morning, everyone. So, I got home from school last night after statistics, and I went to I stayed up long enough to watch a TV show while John was showering. Excuse me. And I went and showered and crawled into bed. Felt like I could not get to sleep at all last night. Like I could not fall asleep and stay asleep. You know what I mean? So today I'm working, and I'm gonna try and get some stuff done. Probably gonna try and take a little bit of a nap when I'm at work. We'll see how that goes. I can't make any promises, but today when I get home, my intention is to clean my office so that I can sit down and actually work. Part of like the productivity of the day or whatever, like part of my blues, I guess you could say, is that my workspace is a mess and it's not inspiring me to actually do homework and study. But we'll see. I have like one of the worst case of end of semester blues. Like I really just want it all to be done with. So I went on Pinterest and was like, I'm going to see what articles pop up for what to do when you have zero motivation to study. One of them was your workspace is a mess. So I am planning on cleaning my workspace up, getting my office back to order, because right now it looks like a bomb went off in it, not gonna lie. And so that is going to be my chore for the day, is to clean my office so that I can get back to work and get back on track. I have 1 month of school left, you guys. 1 month. It's the end of the semester. I'm ready for it to be over with already. I have all A's so far, and I really want to keep those A's, so I really need to crack down and get the last little bit of this done and go from there. So, don't know about y'all, but I'm ready for it. I'm ready to have a little bit of a break this summer, maybe, hopefully. Still haven't heard back from MSU about my resubmission to come back to the school and take the courses that I completely goobered up when I was there a couple years ago, trying to work full-time and go to school full-time, and that obviously did not work very well. So that's my intention there. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm just so tired. Like, I feel like I have not slept in days, and I'm ready for a good night's sleep. So, anyway, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, everybody, my name is Tabitha. I am a non-traditional student. I am also a paramedic. So, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy it. Please make sure to hit your subscribe, like, and don't forget to hit your notification bell so that you know when videos come out. And if you're here because you think I'm gonna have some fantastic stories from work, I really try to avoid talking about work on this channel for the simple fact, that I don't want to violate HIPAA. That's kind of a big deal for me. But I just received a text message from my husband saying that he left his uniform in the dryer this morning. And I'm on my way to work, so I can't really help him there. Oh boy. sounds like today is going to be one of those days for both of us. Granted, I'm wearing my uniform. It's going to be a long day, it sounds like. So, anyway, back to my intro. Welcome back again. I really appreciate you guys coming and watching the videos. It gives me, it really does. It gives me inspiration to keep going on, that people might actually be interested in what I have to say. So, but I don't know, like a lot of people that know me know that I kind of not really have been keeping up with the Harry, Windsor, and Meghan Markle debacle, but I do kind of keep up with that. I enjoy listening to, I think her name is Taz. She's a British lady over in England, and she does quite a bit of research during the whole thing. She is very pretty thorough about stuff, but she's also relentless. She's unforgiving, and it's fantastic to watch because she completely disputes everything that Meghan Markle comes out with. And looking back on a lot of things and the experiences I've had in my life, I tend to agree with Meghan Markle, I tend to agree with Taz about Meghan Markle being a narcissist. And honestly, I mean, it sounds like she is she's definitely not innocent in any of the allegations that have come across. However, everybody has their life, and there's always three sides of a story. There's your side, my side, and then there's the truth somewhere in between. So who knows? We're not sure, what's going on, unless Meghan Markle decides to do another tell-all with Oprah Winfrey. That kind of flopped. I haven't watched the whole thing, but I've seen clips and snippets of it, so I can't really say how much of it is taken in the correct context that it was meant in, or how it started. But I am a little concerned that Oprah being her friend, yes, but Oprah being a fantastic interviewer, she kind of didn't. She really honestly just did. She sounded like the girlfriend of, wait, what? Are you kidding? Supporting Meghan Markle and Harry's claim about everything that they said in their interview, instead of being like, well, are you sure that that's how they meant it? Are you, what context was it taken in? Are you, how can you, why would you repeat something like that without having the full facts? Be an interviewer, be a journalist, which is kind of what Oprah Winfrey's job is, instead of just chit-chatting like two girlfriends that are complaining about how terrible their life is. I mean, when I talk to my friends and stuff, and they just want someone to commiserate with, yeah, that's exactly how I talk. I sit there and I go, oh, I'm so sorry, or, well, that sucks, or, something along those lines. Whereas if they want advice or something, something a little more substantial than just someone to commiserate with, I really attempt to be like, well, okay, so from my perspective, or let's go from their perspective. This is how, that there's a possibility that this is how they feel, or this is how their mind's working. Let's take this from a different view instead of just your own. What could you have done differently? Is there something that possibly, something, other than just commiserating with them? It's not. And I've you can ask several of my friends that I have not let them I've not let them off the hook for things that have happened. Ask some of my friends that have called me and said, I wasn't so very nice, and this is what I said, and I lay into them just as much as anybody else would, because it's not nice. It's not appropriate, and it's definitely not something that I would have expected to come out of my friend's mouth, let alone anybody else's. So, I honestly, I feel like there's enough problems in this world, and Meghan Markle and Harry's temper tantrums are really not something that the world needs to worry about right now. We've got enough on our hands with people killing each other or calling each other, how do you say it without getting in trouble on YouTube? Why, I'm sure you all understand what I'm saying or what I mean by this, but there's bigger problems that we have that don't need to include the frustration and anger of family members amongst each other. I've made that mistake once where I aired my dirty laundry out on social media, and my grandfather, of all people, called me out and was like, hey, why are you doing this? Why are you airing your dirty laundry? That's nobody's business. You don't need to do that. And I haven't. When I have issues with my family or my friends, I really try hard not to air my dirty laundry. It's kind of a, common courtesy. You fix your problems in home. You don't sit there and whinge on about it. Wow. I actually use the word whinge. I like British shows, don't get me wrong. I love the Red Dwarf series, and a lot of people out there are probably not going to know what that is, but I know there's a lot of people out there that do know the Red Dwarf series. So I tend to use some of their lingo because it sounds better than saying idiot or jerk or other curse words or whatever. Anyway, but for the most part, I feel like this is a family spat that has gone absolutely international and global, and that's wrong. You don't need that. And people, of all people, you should know that the media is going to tear apart family members by doing that. They are going to 100%, especially the sleazy tabloids that come out with some of the most heinous and shocking headlines about family members or about people in general. And you don't necessarily want your family to be fed to the bottom feeders, but you also want to that doesn't sound like, anyway, you won't come out with the person that made the remarks about your child, but you're willing to air your dirty laundry out to make everybody in the family look bad. That's kind of contradictory, and I don't agree with it. Anyway, that's my take on the whole thing. It cracks me up because a lot of people think that the Americans are 100% behind this whole Meghan Markle and Harry dilemma, and we're not. We just aren't. We're, there's a lot of us out there that we don't really care for, nor do we like Meghan Markle. I didn't know who Meghan Markle was until It came out in the news that she was going to marry Harry. I've never watched Suits. I'm sure I've watched something that she made a cameo in or something, but it was never anything that I cared about. So, again, this is just me talking, obviously, but I was super excited that, holy cow, an American was marrying a British royal. That was cool. I thought that was really great. But then things started happening, and you started seeing things like Meghan made Kate cry, or Meghan was being a diva. And I'm sorry, but I guess, I don't know, maybe I'm a little old-fashioned, but you're not a diva. And like for example, let's go back to Mariah Carey and Nicki Minaj when they were both on American Idol. I started laughing because my entire theory was that Mariah Carey was going to chew up Nicki Minaj and spit her out like yesterday's gum, because Mariah Carey's been in the business for years. She knows the ins and outs. She knows when to keep her mouth shut. She knows she has been part of those sleazy tabloids and in the headlines, and she has a career that is always going to overshadow Nicki Minaj. And it was like Nicki Minaj felt like she deserved to be in the limelight, and Mariah Carey's paid her dues. She is, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I'm a huge fan of Mariah Carey. She has some really good songs. She has an illustrious career that not many people can match or even say. She has remained relevant, whereas Nicki Minaj has just come onto the scene, and I don't keep up with Nicki Minaj. Like, there's a couple of her songs that I thought were pretty good, and they hold a beat and you can dance to them, but like there's nearly nothing that Nicki has done that has made everybody stop and go, wow. Like, Mariah Carey's got that high-pitched whistle sound that it is hard. You don't see that very often in a artist, and it's something that, like, Mariah Carey's known for that high-pitched, almost whistle sound in her singing, whereas like Christina Aguilera is into that really soulful, decadent warble almost with her singing. And Britney Spears has her squeaky, almost kind of, I don't know how to explain Britney Spears, to be honest, but she does the kind of thing, and it's weird, but she's played, she's had more hits than Nicki Minaj, from what I understand. So I don't know. My theory on this is that the royal family's been around for a long time before Meghan Markle, and they're going to be around a long time after Meghan Markle. And it'll be great when, and it honestly looks like Harry is repeating his great uncle's, is that right? Great uncle? His great uncle's oops of getting married and, having to renounce his titles and all that other stuff, because he married somebody that one wasn't approved of or whatever. But Harry just seems to be pulling a King Edward VIII or whatever his name was for a little while, the Duke of Windsor or something like that, before, anyway, repeating history, because we apparently as human beings can't seem to not repeat history, which is another thing. That's a whole nother point that I would like to make, but not today, because that is a very long-winded rant on my part. Anyway, But yeah, so human beings don't seem to be able to not repeat history. Just throwing that out there. We always seem to repeat our mistakes. I am a huge contributor to that whole thing. Like, I have been there. I've done that. I've repeated mistakes several times. 100% have repeated my mess ups. Oh, that is such a very bad sign. I'm pulling up to work and one of our trucks just got back. The other one's not here. And a truck from the north is down here hanging out and covering the area. So, I really hope that today's not going to kill me. Thank goodness for Red Bull and all the extra yummy. So, we'll see how today goes. But I'm ready for a nap, y'all. It's only 8:30 and I'm ready for a nap. So, anyway, I have gotten to work. I'm gonna get my stuff together and head inside and probably drink some Red Bull so that I'm at least a little more awake and go from there. So, I hope you all have a great day. I will try and catch you guys later. And I'll talk to you then. Toodles.